The month of November is here, and that's when the Big 12 really jam-packed all of their best games, including the final stretch here for TCU, which starts in Stillwater this weekend against Oklahoma State. With Carlos Mendez, I'm Travis Brown, and Carlos, it seems like even in the press conference today and talking to anyone surrounding the program, they know that this final stretch heading into the last bit of the season is going to, of course, make or break this season, but it's really what everything has built up for.
Yeah, and it's no accident, as Gary Patterson told us today. He knows what's behind it. The conference and TV wanted these games here at the end of the season. Boy, they are stacked. But, not just against TCU, but they're stacked against everybody. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, and Baylor all face that same just murderer's row of a schedule. So, this is going to be a chance for TCU to shine, to really be prepared at this time of the year, to play these games that are so meaningful. And for them, they've got the advantage of having a veteran quarterback like Trevon Boykin, who has the experience from last year, has the experience from the first half of this year to play his best. And I think Gary Patterson realizes that, and he started to really appreciate what Trevon Boykin can do, because I think the Heisman campaign has really been embraced finally here by the head coach and to an extent TCU, because Patterson really laid out a clear message about what Trevon Boykin has meant to his team and to the university.
Right. He went on to basically say that one of the motivating factors that he's had week in and week out to make sure that defense is where it needs to be to win games is to honor Boykin and Doxson for the contributions they've had to this program and get them to where he usually just mentioned it to kind of get there to where they want to be or to be successful. But the writing's on the wall. That is postseason awards, and especially the Heisman Trophy for quarterback Trevon Boykin.
Yeah, I think Gary Patterson's got a sense that he wants to pay back Trevon Boykin for what he's done for the last 2 years for him and the program. And Heisman winners don't have to go perfect. They don't have to win every game, but for TCU to do what it wants to do, it's really got to win every game. This kind of schedule is going to make a highlight for not only the school but Trevon Boykin if they can get through it. It's a tremendous packed schedule.
Right. Well, before anyone can think ahead towards postseason awards, there is a 4-game stretch for TCU that could be absolutely killer, beginning in Stillwater. What do you see as the keys to the game and some of these matchups that TCU will have to face against Oklahoma State?
Well, the first thing they've got to do is block that defensive end, Emmanuel Ogbah from Oklahoma State. This guy is a beast. He is scary, scary, scary if you're a quarterback. So you've got to protect Trevon Boykin just like you do every week, so that he doesn't get pressure and you don't have to force yourself to hurry in the air raid, which is about timing. It's about finding the open guy. It's about getting the ball to him in time to where he can make a play. I don't know what Halavai's status is, the left tackle for TCU this week. Gary Patterson said Monday that we'll see. So that doesn't sound very much of a commitment from him for this week. But that's the biggest one-on-one matchup that they've got to win. TCU does, to win this game.
Right. On the offensive side of the ball, 2 very skilled quarterbacks for Oklahoma State. Mason Rudolph, more of your traditional pocket passer. J.W. Walsh, more of your dual threat kind of quarterback. And so there is some challenges in game planning for 2 quarterbacks as opposed to one that even some of the players said. But it's interesting that even as much as you can game plan for stereotyping those quarterbacks as each, it was J.W. Walsh who threw the game-winning touchdown last week, kind of getting away from what you might consider that running role. But if you look at J.W. Walsh coming out of high school locally here at Denton-Guyer, he was a guy who could throw the ball and run the ball and was a very effective dual threat like the Kenny Hills and you might throw the Kyler Murrays and whatnot that came out of North Texas. So it's a guy who maybe struggled a little bit to find his hold as a true starter at the college level, but has really seemed to find a niche here in coming in certain packages and doing what he needs to do with his legs, which has opened up stuff up for his arm.
Yeah, and that's another challenge for this evolving TCU defense. They've gotten settled in here in the last 3 or 4 weeks, but this is still a defense that has had to learn a lot of the season on the run. and facing two quarterbacks is another challenge for this group.
Well, it is a 2:30 kick in Stillwater this Saturday as we come across the home stretch here for TCU.